Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that there is no face cam today. I've tried to do this commentary a couple of times already, and as you can hear, I'm still sick, and I feel like when I've got the face cam on, I've got to try and be more enthusiastic and stuff to the camera, and it's just making me cough more and stuff. So for today, maybe for a couple of days on different videos, I might not have face cam. Please bear with me, and thanks very much for your for bearing with me, I guess. So obviously you can see the team that we've got is extremely stacked. It looks really, really awesome. It's a 4-5-1, which we definitely change in-game to a 4-1-2-1-2. We've got some very marquee players in Heung-min Son, Yannick Ferreira Carrasco, the second or third in for Mertens, as well as team of the season Hamsik. So some complete and utter beasts in the squad. Considering we've spent no money this year, I'm actually really happy with the position that we're in. Now, I did use this team for a couple of games at the end of the last episode, and in the daily knockout tournament, actually, for the FUT Champions. We won our first game nice and convincingly, and then the second game we ended up getting done by a team which probably kind of looked similar to this one. Didn't look too great, but the player that I was up against was just far superior to me. So we went out in the second round. So I figured today's episode would just be me using this new team a little bit more, trying to get used to it a bit, seeing what my different players have to offer and stuff, and then, you know, seeing if we can win the daily knockout tournament for the free pack that it gives us, and obviously entry into the weekend league if I do decide to play some of those games. Also, whilst I am on the topic of the weekend league, we get through lovely balls played together here, and Son scores a nice goal. Really, really solid finish. Some great team play there. But on the topic of the weekend league, I realised that this series for the past sort of 10 episodes or so had been getting a little bit more hate, a little bit more stick than usual about me not playing so many games in the weekend league. Now, I hear you, and the weekend league itself wasn't something I was super bothered about this year, but I realise it's something that you guys are really bothered about. Now, it's not the right time of year with the rewards being crap and the game being a bit dead and going to be more and more dead as time goes on now for me to start playing 40 games a weekend. But just have faith that in the fact that I will be doing a FIFA 18 Road to Glory right from the start, and I will make it my aim to be a lot more active within FUT Champions, because I know that that is where the rewards and the coins and all of that stuff come from, and you guys will be able to follow on the series a little bit better and almost build the teams that I'm building, or it might, you know, me playing 40 games and seeing how I get on might give you a little bit of motivation to play it yourself and stuff like that. So FIFA 18, yes, definitely. I think I'm going to give FUT Champions a real go. But for the rest of FIFA 17, there's just no point now. The rewards are subpar, because obviously there's no real promos left, are there really? So it's not like we're going to be getting amazing players or getting loads of coins from our weekly rewards and stuff like that. So I might play a little bit just to try and keep a little bit of competitive edge to my game, and try and improve as we get towards FIFA 18. But yeah, this series will wind down sometime in the next month because there's not much else to do. Of course, our aim is to just try and win Division 1 to complete the Road to Glory, and just build a few different teams along the way, show you some of the teams that you guys could build if you have a similar budget to me, and just use some of the players that we've missed out on through TOTS, because there's been so many players dropped onto the game that, you know, there are just so many options of cheap players to use that have crazy stats, and it might be fun to just test out different teams and use different things as we slow this process down towards the end of FIFA 17 and start of FIFA 18. If you have any ideas of things that I could do with this series, almost as like an intro series to FIFA 18, excuse me, then let me know. More than willing to read the comments and stuff and see what you guys have to say about ideas and stuff for going forwards. But yeah, like super competitive weekend league stuff, 40 games a weekend, is definitely not going to be happening for me until FIFA 18. I think a lot of the people that actually have been playing 40 games a weekend for a long time are stopping now as well. I notice a lot of the pro FIFA players are actually going to take the summer off now because the rewards aren't actually worth it anymore compared to what they have had recently. So you're taking a little look at the performances of my players, you know, the stats that they've got. Mertens is definitely a standout right now. And even Carrasco got himself a hat-trick in that last game, which I was pretty impressed with. And we got like a 6-0 win. So we absolutely thumped my opponent. And that's where my team really came in and started to shine. And I'm like, yeah, I really like this squad. And then we match up against this team right here. A lot more of a challenge to play against, because that looked like a really OP team to me. French League, was it Premier League, and also the Serie A as well. Some crazy overpowered players to try and play against here. I thought I tackled Tolisso there, but it drops to Nainggolan, who somehow tackles me again, gets through, and he does manage to put himself 1-0 up in the 11th or 12th minute, which I wasn't impressed with, because I genuinely thought, like, I made a couple of tackles there. There's no way it should be 1-0. And then he scores quite a nice goal, actually, to make it 2-0 in the 22nd minute. So I was up against someone decent here, and even though I've switched formation, I've got my super team, I wasn't quite cutting it in this game. I get a goal back. Mertens scores a rebound there. It was a lovely long shot from Marek Hamšík, which is definitely something he's got in his locker. And it just so happened to come off the post or get saved or something. And Mertens was there to stick that ball into the back of the net. Hamšík goes for the long shot again, forces the save out of Schmeichel. And I'm just waiting and praying until I can finally score one of them with Marek Hamšík, because he's probably the most interesting player in my team, right? He's one of the ones that I wanted to buy the most, cost the most money, and just generally has some pretty sick stats across the board. In the second half, my opponent makes it 3-1. He restores his 2-goal lead against me. I think it was Florenzi that like walked past my defence, and then Lacazette that stuck the ball into the back of the net finally. But yeah, I can admit that I was being done here by someone that was better than me. And I get through with Son, play it back to Mertens here, and that's a lovely strike. It's clear to see that he's got like 90 plus shooting when he can score at that angle and all of that sort of stuff, because there are a lot of times where a goalkeeper would save it right there. But yeah, just the quality that Dries Mertens has. And the same with Heung-min Son, like he would score from there as well as a lot of my players at this point. But in the 87th minute, when I don't score that tap in right there, I know that it was going to be game over. And just so happens that my opponent walks through, scores a goal with Mbappe. And I think he gives me the shush, like right at the end. Like, we'd had a good game, but only right at the end, once he was clear and winning, he decided to be a bit of a cocky prick. But so be it, you know, people are like that. I think I probably do that every now and again as well. So no big deal. But GG to that guy. Beat me 4-2 and knocked me out once again in the second round of this tournament. So I figured 2 games wasn't enough for this episode. I wanted to give you at least another run in this daily knockout tournament. So we go in again, and look at this team we come up against. He's got tournament winner Nacho Fernandez, Red Asenjo in goal, team of the season Eriksen, Mane, Lukaku, and also the 89 Son as well, which, as we know, is one of the best players on this game. I get a bit unfortunate with that ball just dropping straight to Son there. He scores in literally within 4 minutes of playing this game. Solid shot from Emre Can, but it just so happens that it drops to Heung-min Son right there. Excuse me, which definitely sucks. Now, this guy was solid. You know, he had a red goalkeeper, so I know he'd obviously done some FUT Champions this year. And he had a very good team as well. I felt quite lucky for that goal to go in the back of the net right there. Not even sure what happened, or if it counts as an own goal, or actually a goal from Carrasco himself. But let's have a look. It might have gone in off Carrasco or the goalkeeper. I'm not too sure right there. But it was our way back into the game. And then Mane does that, which that is the sign of a team of the season, Mane, I think, because he just somehow gets past the defender and then scores what is a really solid goal. Just like what we said about Mertens earlier, it's those high-rated stats which really give you the opportunities to score where you wouldn't normally also do it. Then he goes 3-1 up against me and decides to give me the shush for no real reason at all. I get a goal back with Carrasco, lovely finish. So I decided to, I don't know, give him a little bit of a shush as well. Because everyone's been shushing me lately. So I feel like, you know, I should be able to shush as well. Even though I was still losing the game and stuff. I don't know. I just thought it'd be a little bit of banter. I get through with Carrasco right here. Take the shot, but force a great save out of Asenjo. That would have been his hat-trick, of course, in the first half. But halftime stats are looking probably favourable for my opponent, and of course he does have a 1 goal lead on me at the moment. Runs straight down the other end and gets a 2 goal lead. Again, like, I don't know how I wasn't defending Son there, and to be fair, like, that just went in off the post. There's not much I could do about it apart from defend better to begin with. And then he scores again with Son, and every single goal you're seeing him score now is running away shushing, which I guess towards the end of this game started to annoy me a little bit because he did keep scoring goals. I don't know how that didn't go in right there, but look at Son just outpacing and outmuscling all of my defenders, sticking it in the back of the net, and then the same old thing, he's running away shushing and stuff. 6-2 at this point in time. Son then plays it across to Mane, who makes it 7-2 in the 90th minute. And I think we have the most disgraceful celebration here, where we get the shush, the can you hear me, straight to the dab right at the end. Which, I think at the time I was probably calling him every single name under the sun. But it doesn't really matter. We were losing that game as soon as we were a couple of goals down. It was just pretty embarrassing to lose with the team that I've got, 7 goals to 2. It leaves me somewhat like unsure of this team because it looks great on paper, and like when you switch to formation and stuff, you got amazing players in each of positions. But do we need to switch it out? Are there better players that could suit my style a bit more? Do I need a little bit more height at the back? Because, of course, Thiago Silva and Marquinhos, not the tallest of players. What should I do, guys? Someone let me know. I'm probably going to give this team another little go again because it still interests me and I want to try and find my feet with it. But are there players that I could be replacing to really help me out? So let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching. Again, apologies for no face cam and for the diabolical commentary voice at the moment. I'm doing my best to get better, but it doesn't help when I've got to keep doing daily commentaries and stuff. But I'm working on it. Thanks so much for your support and stuff. Love you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.